up and sit down.
So I was just jabbing left and right, and I was just gut punch. It felt alive. It was just one of the best events ever, and it's just when I finally got him on the ropes, I did a suplex and then went for the top rope elbow drop. That's my finisher, and I jammed right into him, and I was going to go for the pin count, but all of a sudden the Elves stopped the match. I don't get it.
Wow, but that sounds awesome, dude. That sounds really, really great. I wish I could have been there. I had to. I was producing the show, so I couldn't make the trip up. But it sounds like it was a hell of a deal.
It was. It was just what's weird though. I wasn't expecting Santa to look the way he did for the match.
Huh? How's that?
Well, Santa wasn't really the jolly fat man kind of deal. He looked pretty freaking jacked. I mean, hell, he wore this darker leather. He had like a very big schnoz. At one point, he ripped off his shoulder, like his sleeves off his arms to show how masculine and muscular it was. And he had this sick tribal tattoo on his left arm. And he kept trying to spear me, and I just couldn't. It was crazy.
Whoa, wait. Are you talking about Bill Goldberg? It sounds like you're talking about Bill Goldberg.
No, it was Santa, man. This just looked cool. He kept on saying, "Who's next?" And he was trying to do these weird Christmas puns.
No. This really sounds like Bill Goldberg. I think. Did you wrestle Bill Goldberg?
Definitely not. It was Santa.
Granted,
Santa's off season. He's out of Christmas, so clearly he got time to work out. He did these.
He was a week outside of Christmas. He couldn't have worked out that quick.
I
think you wrestled Bill Goldberg, and I think we need to discuss this. We need to discuss this right now. Why can't we discuss this?
Because it's time, baby, for welcome back to Off the Ropes. I'm your man, this Kaine Super What Snooker, and I'm with my main man from New Orleans, Comedy the Favorite Saint, and we have a great, crazy show. And I know Kami wants to talk about my Santa match. I don't know why he's obsessed now. I have no idea, but it's not important anymore because we had 2 pay-per-views back-to-back. This is our double show because we had NXT TakeOver in Dallas, and we also had the Royal...
Not Dallas, San Antonio.
Yeah, that's right. Jackie, hold on. Jackie! No, not everything's bigger. Ugh. Good point. San Antonio. But yes, that, and then we had the Royal Rumble, which was supposed to be an impactful light, and we're going to talk all the spectrums of what happened between the main matches of both pay-per-views and seeing what the perspective is for going forward with Raw and SmackDown for the future. Otherwise, how you doing?
I'm doing great. As you heard, I managed to get a friend of the show, one of our listeners, Veston, in for last time to cover for you while you were out. And then we've actually gotten one more thing that we're going to get to real quick before we get into it is, for the longest time we've been using my Shield logo for the show, which, don't get me wrong, I love the Shield logo. It is the symbol for Faded Saint Presents and all of the things that I put on here. However, we have actually been gifted a little early gift for our anniversary, an Off the Ropes logo. Yes, sir, and you are looking at it right now. That is Off the Ropes. We have got our own logo ahead of our 2-year anniversary, which will be next month because we started doing this at Fastlane 2 years ago. And this will be the official logo for the Off the Ropes programming going forward. And while we're also talking about exciting things, let's talk about what we always look forward to, and that is NXT TakeOver San Antonio. And I had feelings about this.
Well, I definitely want to break away with something news that may not have been caught for a lot of people that may not watch the pre-show. But if you did not know, Corey Graves is going to step down from NXT. He's going to completely dedicate himself to the main roster and Raw and whatever other shows he could possibly have, and he's being replaced. In this case, the name escapes me. I think my main man over here may know his name, but he is the announcer from the UK tournaments.
His name escapes me too. I know who you're talking about. I want to say his name. He's not Conor McGregor, but I want to say. Damn it! Now I've got to go look it up.
Conor McGregor.
It's not Conor McGregor.
UFC guy.
Yeah, it's not. That was the thing that I wanted to say, but that's not it.
You can tell we're very prepared when we do our shows.
Okay, I would like to point out that right before the show happened, yesterday I had a cataclysmic crash of my computer. So, maybe if I seem a little unprepared, I apologize for that, my friends. God damn it, what is this guy's name?
While we're gonna play the whole fog of our heads in motion here, let's talk about the first match of the night.
Let's get to that. While we're talking about the first match of the night, I will continue to find the UK announcer tournament. Anyhow, but the first match of the night, as you suspected, was the Perfect 10, Tye Dillinger versus Eric Young with Sanity. Okay, I had a couple of issues with this match, but I will let you go first before I get into it, because we both feel vastly different about this pay-per-view.
Of course we do. We are
Nigel McGuinness. Nigel McGuinness is his name.
There we go. Knew that was going to happen out of nowhere.
Okay. Like an RKO, but not really. But anyway.
Nigel McGuinness out of nowhere.
All right, so Tye Dillinger versus Eric Young. And so the story of this match is that Tye Dillinger feels like he has been letting the fans down, and he wanted to finally win the big match for it. Eric Young, who apparently was a friend of Tye back in the day, wanted him to join Sanity, which, first of all, WWE, you just need to put forth the money, and you need to pay for My Name is Mud, and quit with that freaking, like, generic bullshit that you've got for Sanity. It's My Name is Mud. That is some 90s Chris Jericho, DDP, Raven, WCW, generic theme bullshit right there. So you need to knock that crap off. And I will defer this to my tag team partner here, because unfortunately in the haze of all of the wrestling that goes on, I'm ashamed to say that I kind of fall behind with NXT. NXT is kind of the sacrificial lamb to my wrestling watching when I get OD'd on it. So, what did you think about the match? Because I know you watch NXT more than I do.
Yes, NXT is my baby. I love them very much. I love that they're the reason why we have such revolutionary situations with the tag team events and the women's matches. So I give them so much credit for what they do. And I gotta tell you this much, folks. Everything about this match was Tye Dillinger's thank you to creating such great mid-card mid-card uplifting. In this case, what I'm talking about is the fact that, first of all, he's your hype man. When he comes out, everyone loves that music. It draws you in. It makes you feel like a superhero. It makes you feel like everything is not in our grasp, and everyone's going to get wrecked. He just makes it happen. That outfit he wears all the time is also fabulous. I love it every time. So everything's ready to go. Everything's caught up and ready for him when he comes out. And it's always great to see him come out first in the whole situation, because he's going to bring the audience up. And he did. And he does. And every time he fights so well. He's a great in-ring performer. He is meant more specifically to make the other guy look better. And I think that's his whole design, because he made Mr. Glorious himself, Bobby Roode, look fucking great, because he only had a few matches in him before he versed Tye Dillinger, and everyone loved Bobby Roode to begin with. If you're a historian wrestler, you know him from other things, but if you knew him only through NXT, he didn't look too great until he had that match with Tye Dillinger. So that is how impressive Tye Dillinger's character development skills are for other wrestlers. So when I saw them, I knew from before this match that this might have been his last pay-per-view at TakeOver. Who knows? Maybe the whole call-up had happened already, and it wasn't just a one-time fluke for a future conversation we're going to have a little later down the road in this particular podcast. But I could tell you this much: when it comes to Tye Dillinger, we needed a good brewery of how Sanity was going to be, and he brought that, and that's what I loved about this match. I don't care that every big pay-per-view he's in has lost. It is meant that way because ultimately you do need more than just always having the next guy on the top. You need some great people in the middle to bring up some good talent. So that's why I thought this was a great match. So I know that's what Faded Saint's going to bring up to you right now because that's what he's brought up to me. Let's hear him out. I have to say I'm quite proud. I noticed that this is not happening with women's matches anymore.
No, because the women's matches bring it. Goddamn. I've said this about other competitors, and I'm going to say this about Tye Dillinger. I like Tye. I like Tye a lot. I like him more than I like a lot of the other people on the roster. Either roster. That being said, he needs to quit. We need to get him released, and we need to get him somewhere where he can be appreciated. Because if he's the jobber guy of NXT, what do you think is going to happen when he goes up to the main roster?
That's almost everybody that isn't Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, or...
Right, but they tried to make big deals out of all the rest of them. The Vaudevillains, they tried to make a big deal. The Vaudevillains had a great run. So did the Ascension. The Ascension were the longest-running tag team champions and still are the longest-running tag team champions of NXT. Tyler Breeze won matches all the time. Had a great gimmick. You can make arguments for a lot of the people when they get up to the main roster that they just didn't get it and their gimmick fell flat. Tye Dillinger, his gimmick is that he loses the big match. Now, taking away from that, Eric Young is a fucking phenomenal freaking talent who they need to utilize. I am happy Eric Young is in NXT, and I hope he gets a main roster look. I think Eric Young might, even though he's not a big guy, I think he might be just a little too heavy to put on 205 Live, but...
No, he's full of crazy. He ain't ready.
205 Live could use Eric Young. 205 Live needs some people, and we will get to that later. That being said, I liked the match. I liked the match right up to the ending. I feel like they needed to give Tye the big win. I really do. Or they needed to find another opponent that Eric Young could have buried. And I hope at this point, how do you get behind him? He always loses. He's lost every special event match he's ever been in. Every single one of them.
Can you tell me what you mean by get behind, though? Because I feel like that word is loosely interpreted for the WWE University States, because people get behind Enzo and Cass, and those guys always lose, too.
Not me.
Yeah, but you're the only one in the corner going, Enzo Cass is annoying.
I am the heel that runs this deal, okay? And this is the problem. This is the biggest problem I have with the industry as currently. You can only get behind the lovable loser so much, and then if you don't pay it off, then they're just losers. You can only get with that underdog crap for so long, and he says he's a perfect 10, but when was the last time he won a match? If you want to see that angle done right, just look at the phenomenal angle between Z-Miz and Dolph Ziggler. That was the lovable loser done right. Again, I like the match. I just feel like if Eric Young was going to go over, they needed to find him a different opponent. And if they didn't want Eric Young to the job to Tye Dillinger, they should have just put somebody else besides Eric in there. I want Tye to do well. I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to be a jerk. I don't want to be the heel. I'm saying this because Tye deserves better. I really feel like he does. I feel like he's got a lot to give to the WWE. But if they keep jobbing him out, if he's gonna be this generation's Scotty Too Hottie,
banging it,
then dude, just go to Ring of Honor, go to New Japan.
I feel like he did that though, didn't he? Like, because he was part of ECW a few years ago, during that whole bad time that wrestling was considered ECW, and he got. Oh,
you mean WWECW?
Yes, that's what I mean. He was in WWECW.
Was he?
Yes, yes.
Ty, you just need to go somewhere else, bro. This company is not working out for you.
He
that's
left
the case.
and he came back. I don't know, man. You get you feel that way because of the lace of the. I mean, there's always, unfortunately, until we change the main roster's talent pool and how they utilize their talent pool and how they utilize those freaking writers. That's going to happen no matter who's good. I mean, look at some. You mentioned some of the great wrestlers in NXT, and they just get literally squashed. It took Neville 2.5 years to get this King of Cruiserweights angle to frickin' work, and they had to make him a heel to do it.
And we will talk about that. We will talk about that coming up on the other side of the break.
I do have a conspiracy theory, though.
Which is fine. What we need to...
on this particular match.
Okay, well, if it's about this particular match, go for it, because we need to move along to the next match.
Conspiracy theory, I think the reason why the Wyatt family is breaking apart is because they want to make the new Wyatt family the Sanity.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm going to have to process that for a little bit.
You do that.
But with that said, so that was Eric Young over Ty Dillinger. I will give him this much. Ty Dillinger had to fight off all of Sanity. So
yeah,
there was that, but Ty, the Perfect 10, perfectly loses the match again. Anywho, but that brought us to the next match. And, of course, that was the newcomer, the incoming, Roderick Strong versus Cien, Mr. Almas, Mr. Fedora.
Dumbledore.
It happened.
That is what I considered a waste of an indie.
It happened.
Strong guy, fantastic.
I mean, he looked fantastic, but I wasn't really blown away by the match. Again, I have become lapsed in my NXT watching. So, was there a story behind this?
Nope. This is actually his first match.
Okay.
This was one of those TNA dudes. You know.
Well, Roger Strong wins while I eat snacks.
Snacks on snacks on snacks.
Snacks on snacks on snacks. All right.
There really isn't much to talk about this match.
No,
really
there isn't. Especially if this was his incoming match, of course he won.
It's a spot match. I'll tell you that. A lot of good spots.
It was a spot match. It was a spot match. It was a decent spot match, but that was about it. And Cien, once again, is the luchador equivalent to S.A. Rios. He's the modern day S.A. Rios. Jumper to the stars.
Yes.
And we will move along to the first of our 3 championship matches. And that is DIY Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Lurch and Pugsley, the authors of Pain. And okay. Who do you want? Who wants to go first about this? Because I know we both feel ways about stuff as far as this match is concerned.
This is where you and I differ again, because I loved this entire fucking match. I know I'm biased with tag teams. I know I am on that, but you got to understand, you can't take politics into this match. And you did when you were talking about your reasons why you didn't like it.
I absolutely can take politics into this match, and I absolutely will.
Political. If you take this from the audience standpoint, it was a fucking awesome match.
I agree.
AOP did a great goddamn job, and they didn't need to do it. And Paul Ellering didn't have to be a dick and interfere. He didn't do any of that shit. This match was goddamn monstrous proof. They even did that damn move in the middle of the ring that they finished off the last match against Revival. They had both of them in their finishing submissions in the middle of the ring, and you hear Paul Ellering saying, "Do not tap!" And of course, Rockar, or I think that's his name is Rockar or Razor or whatever. I swear to God, they're named after the fucking Turtles babies from fucking Turtles.
Toka and Razor?
Yeah, I swear to Christ they are.
All right, so which one's Toka? Okay, all right, we're looking at the picture right now. So, for those of you at home trying to figure out who we're talking about, the guy that's closest to Johnny Gargano, the guy who's in the center, that is Toka, because he kind of looks like a turtle. And the other guy is Razor because he probably looks like he could be a werewolf, maybe. So, Toka and Razor. Remember that. Remember that.
Toka! Razor! I'm waiting for Paul Ellering to come out of nowhere and say, "They're babies! They're babies!" And he pulls them to the side.
I would kill to see Paul Ellering come out in like a Shredder outfit.
Oh my God, yes. Anyway, in the middle of that situation, I think it was Toka. No, it was definitely Razor. If we're talking about
it was Razor because Toka.
Yeah, Razor literally deadlifted Johnny Gargano out of the freaking move he was doing, and he just literally took him and used him as a power slam onto Tommaso Ciampa to break the other hold. It was that insane. And also what was great is there was a lot of reversal combo finishers. Mm-hmm. Like, they reversed a maneuver. They reversed the double knee and high knee kick that Gargano and Ciampa were going to hit. And they did it where they reversed it both, got him up in there, up into the powerbomb position, did the slam, and slammed them both down. They know how to bring it. And they definitely changed from that last takeover. They definitely did it. And in the middle of them, in the NXT matches they had, in the regular shows, they showed some great strength changes. So they definitely are looking to. I knew right then and there. I knew that the tag team belts were in peril before going into this pay-per-view because I knew they were doing a shift change in how they were going about it. Now the big question is was this just so that way they can have a rubber match for the next takeover before Mania, or DIY is going to move up? I have no idea because remember the major fours. There's usually a graduation. Event. So who knows? Royal Rumble is one of them. SummerSlam is one of them, and Mania is one of them. You never really see Survivor Series have any graduation matches, but goddamn, Maggle, this was a fantastic match all around. And of course, what I even though I love that match, I do have to say I do agree with your position on why you didn't like the change, the color guard. Because DIY did lose. They lost the tag team titles to AOP, and they won it, and they took it by force, and they did a great job. It wasn't cheating. It was all strength and might, and it just did well for me. Mm-hmm. But I get why you didn't like it, because there is repetition going on.
By the way, which is what my biggest problem is, with a lot of the stuff that happened over the weekend, might I add. And this is my problem. There is a pattern that is starting to emerge in NXT predominantly, but it is spilling over to that main roster as well. And that is, you sit there and you do the program where the heels dominate and the heels dominate and the heels dominate, and then you finally, your faces get to have the tag team titles, and then they drop them on the they get the titles on one event and they drop it at the very next. That's what happened with freaking American Alpha when they redropped it back to the Revival. And that's what happened to DIY. Everything you said about the match is 100% true. It was a phenomenal match. My issue comes with it makes your faces look weak. They can't hold a freaking title through one event. I'll guarantee you AOP is going to dominate for the next 6 months. And
I hope
because
so,
more likely than not,
I want to see them do it.
Because more likely than not, the Revival is heading to SmackDown and DIY is heading to Raw to either A, compete in their tag team division, or B, help bolster 205 Live, which is dying a horrible death. Surprise.
Oh yeah, because Ciampa and Gargano are 205 weights because they did compete in the Cruiserweight Classic. Exactly. So that is right. But you know what? I haven't seen here's the beef with 205 Live. Just a little small rant here, folks. It's great that the Cruiserweights are getting some of their own personal perspective, because Cruiserweight Classic went off very well. Very, very well. So they do deserve their own pay-per-view. Their own show. But unfortunately, it's getting very dry because there's only one title. It's not always defended. And the rest of them are just clearly just bullshit banter fights for an hour after SmackDown. And that's why they're not getting many people to come and watch it.
No. We've talked about this on a previous podcast. So, but basically our argument comes down to they've turned the third hour of SmackDown into the fourth hour of Raw. And if the plan was always to make 205 Live on after SmackDown. Why didn't they just give them, when they had the chance, have Kalisto win and bring the Cruiserweight division to SmackDown? Why? That would have made everything made sense. But it's stupid. But anyway,
needs to be fed.
Authors of Pain over Ciampa and Gargano. And that led us in to the next match, which I have an issue with for a different reason, but we'll get to that in a second, which was your reigning, defending, still undefeated women's champion, Asuka, versus Nikki Cross of Sanity, versus, what's her name, Key? I know it's Peyton Royce, but I forget the other one's name.
Peyton Royce and, fuck. Really?
Nikki K.
Billy Kay.
Billy Kay, that's it. You are
really you put women's in as the title. For
well, I've got it right here, like Asuka, Cross, Kay, and Royce. And again, this is where I don't watch NXT a whole lot, so I remember Billy Kay from when NXT was live here, and me and Veston and Mims went to go see it. I like Nikki Cross. I'm not sure I'm digging the whole best friends forever deal.
Best friends forever,
so,
friendship.
You're going to sit here and you're going to turn around your faces, your tag team faces in a month, but your women's title, no, you're just going to bury everyone just to make her look strong.
Well, they need to keep some peripheral fan favorite winner of these belts if everyone's going to change their asses off of these lists.
I absolutely understand that, but I mean, you might as well call Asuka Roman Reigns because nobody beats her. Nobody beats her.
I don't see a problem with that.
Maybe call Roman Reigns Asuka.
Well, I think the only one true woman in this whole division that can handle her is the same woman they have literally kept her from not fighting.
And that is
Ember Moon.
Fair enough. I think they're grooming her to take Asuka's place.
That's my point. To get back to the point of this match, a little backstory for you, brah.
Okay.
If you didn't, because the fact that you do sacrifice NXT a little bit, just let you know, the pre-show included the awards for the NXT. They do every year.
Oh, is that what they were talking about? And they were talking about Royce and Kay being the co.
They won. Yeah, they won. They both won the Breakout Star of the Year
because they're life mates, as their Twitter says.
They're the equivalent of the female Jericho and Owens right now. They do a lot of.
Are they actually as funny as Kevin and Chris?
It's hard to say because they're Australian, but
So no.
It's pretty tough.
The answer is no.
It's pretty tough. But anyway, to get back to the point, they brung that match to the point where I could see why they did what they did. And you know what I liked about it? It was the very first time I've ever watched a match where one didn't have interest over another. They both were like, okay, it's your turn to pin. Okay, this is your turn to do what you want to do. Like this is like an interesting situation where they're both like, whoever wins, we're both the women's champion. So it was pretty cool to see that. I love the fact that they want to keep Nikki Cross strong by knocking her out on a table.
Hey, yeah, you know what? And they did exactly that. And I'm digging Nikki Cross. This was my first exposure to her as a wrestler. Like actually in a wrestling match, but I'm digging her. She's reminded me of a scrappier Daphne.
I guess. I think she's just a small version of Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, that too. But Asuka kills everyone because of course she kills everyone.
Doesn't kill everyone. Just wraps up the two people that have glass jaws. If Nikki Cross was in that match, this would have been never discussion.
Right.
So, as a matter of fact, that's probably my second choice if there's going to be a step over. It's either Ember Moon or Nikki Cross going for that. But I think Moon would have a better shot at this first because of how she's already dug her heels into this whole operation already. Right. So I think she's going to get that.
But anywho, and that brings us to the main event. It is Glorious Bobby Roode.
It's the Glorious Godfather according to this match.
Yeah, because he walked out with the entire Ho train.
Classy.
versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Bright flashing lights. If you are epileptic, please look away.
Oh my God! Yes, Jesus! I even said that. I think I even mentioned that in the group chat.
You did.
My God, sweet Caesar Jesus! It was. I don't know how Shinsuke didn't survive that, because those things were right in his face.
I mean, it was Shinsuke's always got an awesome entrance, and once again, here's where I start complaining. Because the match itself was phenomenal. Bobby Roode is A+, in my book. Shinsuke, you always know, this is the guy who I just recently found out because when I was over at Veston and Mims for the Royal Rumble, they asked me, did something happen to Austin Aries?
Yes.
And it's like, yes, Shinsuke Nakamura kicked him so hard he shattered his orbital bone.
No, it wasn't that. He landed on his face when he did the reverse driver to go for the Kinshasa. So he face planted right on his orbital bone, and
I've seen pictures of him the next day. Ouch. Anyway,
yes.
So make Asuka look strong, but we're gonna job out all the men. And once again, this you might as well call Shinsuke Nakamura Sasha Banks.
Praise Jesus.
Because the fact of the matter is that he won at an event, and then lost it to Samoa Joe, and then won it in Osaka, and lost it to the very next event to
That's
Bobby
the only
Roode.
reason, by the way. If you want to talk about politics, you know damn right they did that because they wanted to have Shinsuke win in Osaka.
Which I agree. That's exactly why they did it, and it's stupid. It's stupid. Yes, I'm going to bring... Editor Chris, you know what to do. You know what to do with this next bit I'm going to do. If you're going to edit anything, any jokes in at all, you're going to do the stupid thing. Because it's stupid, it's stupid, it's stupid, 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 stupid. It is stupid. Stupid.
10.
But the match was great. Match was fine.
I just
didn't agree with the ending.
I didn't like it as much, even with the ending. From what I understand, it was a kayfabe injury. I think they're trying to make him so that way he can. I think that was his goodbye match too. But they weren't going to just bring him up like they're going to do like Samoa Joe. They needed to probably keep him out for a little bit because I feel like he's going to be the problem match for Samoa Joe when they finally do main roster stuff. So here's hoping, because here's the deal with Shinsuke. He is just an amazing talent. Love him. His whole persona and characters are pretty cool for what they do. Problem is, and it works for NXT because NXT is not that 24/7 like the WWE is.
Yep.
And I can't see his, especially since English is not a strong language for him, doing good promos, making things happen.
Paul Heyman.
He needs somebody. He needs a Mr. Fuji somewhere in this situation.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Like an Alejandro Estrada. So let's.
Oh God! If only they could bring back Lilo. But anyway, I mean, I thought it was a great match. The ending again.
It was a kayfabe injury. Let's make that very clear.
It was a kayfabe injury.
His knee is not damaged. There was no reports of surgery.
Shinsuke's fine. Everyone, don't panic.
Yeah.
But Bobby Roode over Shinsuke Nakamura with the glorious DDT, which is, by the way, for those people who are asking, because some people were, the glorious DDT is Jake Roberts approved.
Yeah. I could have swore this was something that another wrestler like Gangrel did.
It's the Impaler DDT. It was Gangrel's finisher as well.
Yeah, I thought so. That's what I thought.
But Bobby Roode is your new NXT champion. Which brings us to the end of TakeOver. C+. I had major issues with everything though. So that shouldn't come as any surprise.
I don't think that much butthurt needs to be done for this pay-per-view, especially since unfortunately this was the better one of the fucking two.
You mean the WWE's annual trolling event?
Yes, it is.
So let's give it a grade because we have something else we got to talk about before the break.
LB plus A.
Okay, so C+, B+. Yeah, that makes sense. So before we go to break, I just want to touch on something as well. So we had, in addition to Corey Graves stepping away from NXT, he was still on the pay-per-view proper tonight. But that brings us into announcers, because there was also Percy Watson had joined the commentary group of Tom Phillips and Corey Graves, who I maintain is the best freaking commentary team. And it got me thinking, what in the hell is going on with all of the announcing teams? On Raw, we have a 3-man announcing team. On SmackDown, we have a 4-man announcing team.
Someone need to get paid.
Now on NXT, apparently we're going to have a 3-man announcing team. Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and Percy Watson. Hopefully,
By the way, I thought for a long time now, because I totally forgot that his last name was Watson, I thought Corey was just trying to give him like one of those no shit Sherlocks with, "You got that right, Watson." Like, you know, like it was
So I kind of got to thinking, what would we need to do to kind of fix Raw and SmackDown's announcing, because it's horrible. Because let's be honest here, and Percy brought nothing to the table at NXT. Nothing.
He's very vanilla.
He is Byron Saxton with a lobotomy. Byron Saxton is Michael Cole without a personality, and David Otunga is the death of all joy.
He is the eater of worlds.
I really kind of feel like we need to go back to the 2-man announcing team. So, that begs the question now. And now we're keeping NXT out of this because NXT is going to be where they try everything. How do you fix the announcing teams for Raw and SmackDown? Who do you put where?
Is this a question to me?
Yes, this is a question to you, because I have an answer to this as well, but I'm interested to see what you have to say.
Well, I would say thank you, Michael Cole, for all the years. We love you. Goodbye. And literally make it Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, because those two would be great, because Corey does know how to call a match, and Byron is always good for, again, the dry humor, beat crap out of that they usually have with Corey Graves doing to him. So it's kind of like, I love to see the flip reversal, because JR was the guy and King was the color commentary. Mm-hmm. It'd be great to see the JR and King character combined with Corey Graves doing it and having the dry humor in Byron. And going forward, that's how if we were just 2 men, that would be great. I would also like to then also go over to SmackDown and say, David Otunga, you make a lot of money with that baby mama you have already. Go spoil that money. Nice knowing you. Goodbye. And also say, JBL, thank you for all the great years. You've been amazing as a performer. You have great entertainment, but I think it's time to go spend your millions somewhere else and let other people have a chance and literally just have it with Morrow and Tom.
Interesting. I'm with you with Michael Cole, but this is how I feel like I don't think they should just straight up get rid of Michael Cole. I think Michael Cole should be the voices in everyone's head, rather than Vince and Trips and everyone else. I think Michael Cole should be Michael Cole should be the executive producer for just the announcers. I think he would be a great resource like that. My problem isn't Michael Cole's announcing. My problem is the same reason why they got rid of Lawler on SmackDown. He's just too old, and he's associated with a weak product. Byron Saxton, I feel like they've ruined him, and he needs to go. Because he's literally there. Corey makes fun of him. Cole makes fun of him. Kevin Owens comes out and makes fun of him. Everyone makes fun of him. No one can take him seriously. I really kind of feel like Raw should be Corey Graves and Tom Phillips. I think they're the A-team announcers right now, and I will hold to that. On the flip side, I think David Otunga should die in a trash fire. I think Morello and JBL would make a good heel, because I still, JBL can be obtuse.
But JBL's an idiot on the mic.
He is, but if you go back and you look at his stuff with Michael Cole, where he has somebody who's knowledgeable and who has cred to balance him out, he can do that. The problem is that JBL has like 3 people to pick on, and he treats them all, and he treats most of them like idiots. And I think with a 2-man team, if you go back to that, and you have Morello as your JR, and you have JBL as your King Taz kind of character, and you just tone him down just a little bit because Michael Cole is in his ear now. Michael Cole is his boss and pulls him back a little bit. Because other than that, I can't think of anyone else who is a good heel announcer that we've got right now. It's not going to be Byron. Byron's a dumbass. It's not going to be David Otunga. He's got the personality of wet cardboard.
I really don't understand him. I really don't. He must be a gym buddy for Triple H.
He's there because his wife can get the mainstream appeal.
They don't even use her though. Not even like a name drop happens.
Oh, they've name dropped it a couple of times. Her a couple of times on SmackDown.
Yeah, but like as an insult to like him or something. Like it wasn't like, oh, we have this great, you have this great wife of yours, blah blah blah. Like that, I feel like if they're gonna utilize him that way, they might as well like literally bring her on, and have her do like America the Beautiful.
They can't afford her.
I don't know. David Otunga trying to be like that, baby. Make me happen. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. All I know is that he has been so irrelevant since 2009 that he just.
But he's a Harvard graduate, and they like that, and they want to make good on that. But that's how I see fixing the whole issue with with the announcers, because the announcers right now are kind of clown shoes. They really are. But with all that said, we are going to go ahead on to break. And coming up on the other side of the break, we have the Royal Rumble. And we're also going to talk about one of the events that has happened at Raw. We are recording this, of course, on Tuesday, so SmackDown is literally, as of right now, going to be happening in 30 minutes. But at any rate, we will see you after the break.
See you in a moment, folks.
On behalf of Kaine Snuka and myself, the Fated Saint, we would like to thank bensound.com for our opening theme and Michet for our closing theme. And this week, we have a mashup of just one person's themes, but past and present, because, well, let's face it, his current theme is pretty baller. His last theme was alright too. So, DalyXman with Written in Hellfire, a Sheamus mix. Enjoy. Welcome back. I'm your boy coming to the Fated Saint. That is my boy Kaine Super What Snuka. This is Off the Ropes, and Off the Ropes is brought to you this week by Kami's Academy for Learning How to Be a Certified G. Yes, friends, if you want to be an actual certified G, we will 100% teach you. We have training. We can also make you a bona fide stud. And we also have stilt training if you want to be 7 feet tall. All of these things and more. You only speak Spanish? Say habla inglés. Only speak French? Say habla inglés. Only speak Italian? Well, we don't speak Italian, but say habla inglés. Act now. And we also want to throw another quick thanks here to Veston and Mims for last week. Veston stepping in. And are we really not going to... Are we not going to talk about this match, man? We're not going to talk about this Goldberg match you had? Are we just going to ignore that? Is that how we're playing this now?
Get over it. Get over it. It was just Santa Claus.
It was not Santa Claus. It was Goldberg. Your kid, Santa Claus doesn't do the tribal tattoos. I'm just saying.
It was Santa.
Okay, fine. It was Santa.
But let's talk about some interesting things here, and that is that what has been going on with the Royal Rumble. We had, first of all, once again, we were dealt with a 5-hour action pack. And I put that in
6 hour.
marks.
6 hours. The pre-show was 2 hours. Actually, it was technically 5.5 hours because they ended it at about 9:40 my time. So a little bit over 5.5 hours. But the pre-show was 2 hours. Literally, the first match was happening as I was driving over to Veston and Mims to watch the show. And we're just going to jump right into it because let's get to that first match. The absolute garbage match that nobody asked for, nobody wanted, nobody cared about. And quite frankly, it's a good thing that they made it first because I don't see it fitting anywhere else. And that was, of course, the SmackDown Women's Six-Woman Tag.
It took 5 women and a women's champion to give us the future of who the next contender was for the women's title in SmackDown. That was Naomi. I found that amusing.
But anyway, yeah. Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, who I called last month, was La Luchadora, and Natalya Neidhart, who, oh no, she was the one who attacked Nikki Bella. Whoa.
Literally, if Total Divas was a wrestling match.
Yeah. Versus Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi. Okay, so here's the story of the match, basically as I understand it. Now, first of all, I would like to point out that Raw had a grand total of 3 title matches over the course of the 5.5 hours, and SmackDown had 1. I mean, it was the best match of the night, but they only had 1 title match. All of their other titles were elsewhere. So the story of this match is that La Luchadora cost Becky Lynch a match. And La Luchadora turned out to be Mickie James, who hates Becky for reasons. And Natty was the one at the Survivor Series who attacked Nikki. And Carmella came forward and said, hey, you're the one that did this thing and stuff, and now they're fighting, and Naomi exists. Remember Naomi, everyone? Naomi exists.
Well, just remember, snitches get bitches, because look at Carmella. Since she snitched, she hasn't gotten anything from SmackDown. She's been demoted to the manager of Ellsworth.
I don't even know what to say about that. So,
well, I can tell you this much. This was obviously a prelude to clearly Nikki versus Natalya, Becky Lynch versus Mickie James, and of course now Naomi versus
Alexa maybe?
Bliss.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm sorry, that's not interesting to me. Like, Naomi is like, where has she been? Like, she's just... It was like last SmackDown. It's like, by the way, remember I'm here? And
I think she had an injury. I think that was the thing.
Well, if it is, I'm happy to see her back. But, I mean, it's not like she's done anything for the last 3.5 years. You know what I'm saying?
True. She was riding off that fact that she was the wife of a tag team champion.
Yeah, the whole thing. And the Usos, it's not like they've been doing anything either. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I was in the car when this match happened. I had it playing, but I don't watch and drive. I had it going through my speaker, so I was listening to the match. I know the Faces won.
Yep.
Hooray.
Naomi won clean against Alexa Bliss.
Oh, okay. So, That's a thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
hooray. Faces win. Garbage match. Nobody cares. Which will bring us into pre-cooked match number 2.
They ad-lib every time.
I am the omen in the sky. It was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Club, versus Cesaro and Sheamus for the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions of the Universe. The Club won.
So clean, too.
I mean, we've been saying it for months. They've made the Club into clown shoes. And this plays into the narrative of last time. What happened at the last pay-per-view, guys? Sheamus and Cesaro finally won and dethroned the New Day. Yay! What happened is they dropped it to the heels. Oh, no.
But on the side note is that I totally predicted it.
You did. I said...
Actually, I predicted the whole pre-show.
Yeah, you were in a contest, so you had to put on your A game.
No, but we talked about it. You said that the heels were going to win the 6 women's tag. You said that they were going to retain, and you said Sasha was going to win.
I did not say Sasha was going to win, and I certainly didn't say. I said the Club needed to win. The Club absolutely needed to win because why not? Because of course they were. Because the pattern is there. The faces lose immediately to the heels. First of all, I'm glad this happened. Even though I'm complaining about it, I'm glad it happened. The Club needs to be legitimate. They spending all this money on them. They brought them over from Japan. They need to make them legitimate. And the match was excellent. Lots of false finishes, lots of tags. The Club was just a little craftier than Sheamus and Cesaro. And
True.
It's planting the seeds for the inevitable breakup between the two of them. Which, once again, if they're not going to have a long reign with the tag team titles, why do this?
I have a good feeling why they brought them together. I don't know if it was by mistake or by intention, but Sheamus needed some sort of crowd upgrade because they really hated him. I mean, like from the "you look stupid" thing to the heel turn that made no sense. It just everyone started hating him, and he needed to have almost like a revamp of how people like him and love him. And I think that he got that with being tag team champions with Cesaro, because people are when they hear his music and he comes out with that new glorious awesome shirt that he has, he just looks so like a good total package with the regular clean shaven beard and the spike hair. He just looks like some badass Highlander. And people love him now. You can hear it in the crowds. There's no Kevin Dunn improvisation crowd enhancements.
I like it too. And I think they've got a really great entrance of the combination. They didn't try and just like smush them together into one theme.
Yeah.
It's a combination of the theme. I dig, the whole presentation of it. It's just a shame that this was probably just a stopgag to get them to a feud going into WrestleMania.
Well, keep in mind the tag team titles are in a bad need of healing, the Raw ones, because they obviously kept it decaying with the New Day because they clearly need to break records. Someone must hate them. Did Demolition sue them or something?
Yeah, Demolition was suing them. That's why they broke that record. Just like they were mad at AJ for retiring the day after WrestleMania, years ago, and that's why Nikki had to beat her record.
Too bad CM Punk will live forever.
Yeah, I don't see them investing. Well, first of all, it would have to be the World Heavyweight. So SmackDown would have to invest over a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't think John Cena would want a year and a half champion.
He can't be. He's a part-timer. He's not going to be around. He's dropping that title to someone by WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But
I'm predicting something else. But yeah,
this was a really great. The Raw tag team division has really been surprising. I haven't expected a whole lot out of them, but their last couple of outings, they've come ready to play. They're not screwing around.
I do feel like that with almost every non-secular division. Even the women's division right now is much better on Raw.
I agree.
Than SmackDown, and that was a big turnover when SmackDown started. Women's division was doing much better than them.
The men's single division on Raw is its biggest hindrance, and it's kind of clown shoes. And we will get to that because we're gonna talk about it. But the Club, your new Raw Tag Team Champions over Sheamus and Cesaro. I am the omen in the skies. Which brings us to the final pre-show match, the final pre-cook, which is the boss, Sasha Banks, versus Nia Jax. And she's not like most girls.
Nope, she doesn't take for granted.
Nope. She's not your pretty little princess.
Lucky for her.
Nia freaking killed Sasha.
Nia!
I don't care.
Come
at me, nerds.
I just love that they kept the string of Nia being a high-end powerhouse bitch. They've tried, like when they
did it again on Raw the next night.
Yeah, well, when they first did the whole thing with her, when Raw and SmackDown decided to split with the brands, they made her into that jobber destroyer like they did with Braun Strowman. Unfortunately, only one of them got to soar high into the fucking sky. Braun Strowman, for example. But Nia did take a little bit away, and now she came back and she literally made Sasha look like a fucking ragdoll. And I loved it because Sasha is great. Everyone loves her. She's a crowd favorite. So why not show that she also has a problem, and that is to not be able to handle defeat? Because clearly you'll see that in Raw, that she is not good at handling defeat.
No, and Sasha, by the way, is about to turn heel on Bayley. They've sowed the seeds for that. Sasha is such a Sasha is such a workhorse. She makes everyone look better. She bumps like a freak. Honestly, she bumps so well. It makes me afraid that her bump card is going to fill up rather fast.
Yeah.
Like, really and honestly, Sasha, you scare me sometimes. I want to see you forever and a day. Please, 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 just maybe dial it back. I understand you're at 11. Maybe I'm happy with 8. I'm happy with 8. You want to go down to 7? Boo! You go down to 7. I don't want you
to get hurt so bad that they need that they need a Hoff women's wing to be filled up, because right now they're running pretty thin. What the fuck are they gonna pick next? Huh? Kelly? Michelle McCool? There's not that many women left in the honor of that wing.
Whoa! You might want to back up on that last one. You know who Mr. Michelle McCool is, right?
Yes, I do know. He got his hair dyed for a bullshit match at the end of this pay-per-view.
Look. I have 2 rules in life. And many of you listeners who know me know these 2 rules. Number 1 is never fuck with Batman. And number 2 is don't fuck with The Undertaker. He will find you. And if you decide to fuck with The Undertaker, you better get on him while he's down. Because if he gets up, you're dead.
But we're buddies. We used to play all the time when we were kids. We're both from the Parts Unknown.
I'm just saying, and actually he is not from Parts Unknown. He is from Death Valley.
That's a false story. He wants to let you know that, but he is from Parts Unknown.
He is officially, as of WWE canon, from Death Valley. But semantics.
# no real world.
Semantics. Alexa. By the way, I just want to mention this real fast. I follow Nia Jax on Twitter. Apparently, she's really good friends with Alexa Bliss. And really and honestly, it's kind of disturbing because apparently her nickname for Alexa Bliss is Blissy Face. And I just look at the 2 of them and I just think they could be a female heel Enzo and Cass that is super successful.
We'll see. Who knows, man? That'd be great. I mean, also, sidebar, not to judge this, but wow, Nia either knows how to smell the wind to find out what WWE needs, or she did something that she wanted to be that way, but she was never the way she looked when she was at wrestling. She used to have like a very physique, thin body, and now she's the whole persona package that she is now. Not judging, but it's just impressive how that easy of a change could happen and still be amazing.
Well, And that was the end of the pre-cook. Once again, Nia Jax over Sasha Banks, which brought us
Sasha
into the pay-per-view proper. And our first, or I guess technically if you count the pre-cook, our second Raw title match, which was the Queen of Pay-Per-View, the Iron Queen, genetically superior Sasha, not Sasha, Charlotte Flair, versus Bayley and her army of Bayley buddies.
Well, I have to say that one cool
Vince
thing
McMahon's favorite wrestler, by the way, Bayley.
By the way, they also now call them Bayley buddies, not inflatable tube men. Yep. Someone got sued. But interesting thing, if you did not catch it, when she was coming down the ramp, Bayley's #1 fan was there.
Was she?
Yeah, she was in one. She was in the middle ramp going down. You can see her. She came over and purposely hugged her, and then walked off. So it was pretty cool to see that. It's awesome that she's also I guess the parents are saving a lot of money because the sheer fact that they're not needing full sale tickets anymore because they don't show up anymore because there's no more Bayley. But
I guess I don't know. I hope something isn't wrong with her, the child. I mean, because usually you only see that kind of stuff when someone's terminally ill, which we will get to later. No, let's get to the match proper. This is a good match. If only ruined by the fact that I have recently stated that I knew how the match was going to end. You knew how the match was going to end.
I didn't.
And it was the only logical conclusion.
I thought this was the pay-per-view that was going to change everything.
Well, I mean, it was a hard-fought match, but, I mean, goddamn, it's hard not to take Charlotte at her word when she says that she is the best male or female athlete on the roster, period. She's right. I'm not going to argue with her. I'm not going to argue with the Iron Queen. All hail your queen. And she won the match. She broke it. She broke the streak of her losing the title, then winning the title, then losing the title, then winning the title, then losing the title, then winning the title. Thank God.
Well, she didn't break the main one though.
No, she didn't break the main one, but I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I didn't think Bayley was going to win this match. I thought that they needed to break the cycle and they needed to just settle on Charlotte being the champion for a little bit, at least until Mania, and just let it go. The match was great. It was a great setup. Bayley was awesome. Lots of really great spots. That freaking natural selection on the ring apron was vicious. But ultimately, our genetically superior queen pulled it out and proved that Bayley is just a common fan. Aww. Not really aw, but, I loved the match. Like I said, it's only slightly ruined because of how I thought it was going to go. You have any thoughts?
Not at all. This
you
is
didn't
one
like
of those
it?
Matches. There's nothing not to like. It's just that you kind of saw it. You kind of saw the whole match play out without even thinking about it. Like there's no enticing value behind it, and it was. I really wanted Bayley to win. I thought they were going to give it to her. I thought they were going to change the whole concept of her always winning these pay-per-views. Not this time. And
that's your WrestleMania moment, right there. Bayley winning at WrestleMania. That's the build-up.
I hope so, because that'd be great.
Charlotte won last year at WrestleMania. There's no way they're going to let that. They're not going to let that stand. That's just my opinion. But Charlotte over Bayley, which surprisingly brought us to the next and last. Well, not last, but no. Raw had 4 titles on the line. Cruiserweight is a Raw title. I forget that sometimes.
Yep.
But the Cruiserweight title wasn't next. No. Next, we had Kevin Owens with his best friend Chris Jericho locked in a shark cage in a no DQ match versus Roman Reigns.
Boring.
The
Reigns.
Spoiler of fun. This was a good match. I will openly say that I didn't think they were going to actually seriously use that chair pyramid that Kevin built like a third of the way through the match.
That looked like someone was going to get killed with that.
And to be fair, Kevin kind of looked like he got killed. And then he went through a table after that. I totally called that Chris Jericho was going to throw something down to Kevin Owens. I said it was going to be the U.S. title, but it turned out to be brass knucks. And of course, Roman no-sold the Superman punch with brass knucks from Kevin Owens, which is bullshit. Goddamn, this match had me afraid. It had me really afraid. It had me afraid until the most beautiful, beautiful sound.
Well, his music didn't play, did it?
It didn't, but it didn't. But I heard it in my head. The moment he showed up in my head, I just heard the Braun. Braun Strowman in the no disqualification match just came out and just fucking annihilated Roman Reigns.
And like in a good, like he did that shoulder buster bomb, whatever the fuck you call it, into the table, and it looked like he killed Roman. Like he literally fucking killed him.
Roman sold it later, and we'll get to that. But
yeah,
kills him. Kevin Owens rolls him up, pins him, and retains. Kevin Owens, still your WWE Universal Champion. Kevin looked dead. Kevin looked super dead.
He died.
So, moving on, for what we were just talking about, there was another Raw title on the line, wasn't there? It was Rich Swann versus Neville.
Resident Evil,
the King of the Cruiserweights. I fell asleep during this match.
It wasn't unsurprising though.
It wasn't unsurprising. Neville won. I approve of Neville now that he's a heel, rather than using the red arrow, which is a face move. It is. High moves are face moves. They are. But the first 2/3 of the match was really boring. And if you haven't watched the Royal Rumble match, or you haven't watched the Royal Rumble yet, you could probably skip the first. Like, it really only got excited in the last third, and Neville became the King of the Cruiserweights, your Cruiserweight champion. Unsurprisingly. We really need to kill Rich Swann. I hate him. I hope he dies in a fire.
And I love him.
I cannot stand him. I hate him. I really wish he would go away. Because he's not interesting. That's a big problem with a lot of the cruiserweights. Like, you have your outliers. You have your Jack Gallaghers. But then you have, like, your just weirdos that serve no purpose. I mean, like, your big names are right now Neville and the Brian Kendrick and Tajiri once his leg heals. And then after that, you have, like, Nomar Dar, who is apparently obsessed with Alicia Fox. And you've got Cedric Alexander, poor Cedric Alexander, who is just caught in this awful... This thing with him and the two of them is... It is the cruiserweight version of Summer Rae, Rusev, Lana, and Dolph. It is that level of awful. And then everyone else is just like, eh. Lince Dorado is, by the way, for those of you who are paying attention at home, Lince Dorado is Spanish for jobs all the time. And then you've got, like, Tony Nese and Daivari and some other guys, and this division needs help. It does not deserve its own show. It certainly does. It certainly is never going to entice the after main event SmackDown crowd. That is not going to be a thing that happens. So, Neville over Rich Swann, blah 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 blah, which thankfully brought us to the match of the night. It is the face that runs the place. AJ Styles with the real top belt, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, versus the returning John Cena. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to say it because it's the truth. You can't beat Superman. However, God damn, did he put AJ over in beating him?
I found it amusing that me and Mims said the same thing to you.
Yep, both of you at the same time. You can't beat Superman. Yeah.
No, not that.
What was it? What was it that you said?
Why was John Cena gorilla flexing before every clothesline?
It was. That was so fucking weird. Like he was just like stand there and like wait for AJ Styles to get up, and like he's not like, warming up the crowd. He's just flexing.
Yeah, this is crazy. It looked like he was like super saiyan just to get the move going.
Exactly. It was weird, to be quite honest.
I was hoping for AJ to win though.
I was hoping for AJ to win too. He did not. But I mean, I could hardly say anything bad about it because, simply put, it took 4 AAs to put AJ Styles away. It took
including a super one.
Yeah, including one off the second rope, which AJ kicked out of. And then after that, John Cena did the chain AA. He did an AA, rolled through it, did another AA, and that's when he beat him. John put him over. John put him over big time. And I'm happy about it. I'm happy that at least if AJ lost, he looked strong in doing so. It was a great match. It was the match of the night. It was quite honestly the match of the night, and I really can't say enough good things about it. Like, Big Match John, he has that name for a reason.
Yep. He's impressive. It was an impressive match. It was not like... And you know what's the best part about it is the crowd was behind John Cena.
Oh, no, they were, surprisingly. They were behind AJ. They were cheering them both. It was a great match all around. It really was.
Yeah.
And, but in the end, you can't beat Superman. And for the tying with Ric Flair 16th time, your winner and WWE World Heavyweight Champion, John Cena. And we can't avoid it any longer. We got to talk about it.
Please don't. Can we just call this the Royal...
No, we got to talk about it, and that is, of course, the Royal Rumble.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must ask this question to the world, to the universe. 1, why weren't we given any cool surprise entrants? 2, why didn't this become a 40-man Royal Rumble since this roster is ridiculously overwhelming and nothing was beneficial? It looked like it was mostly Raw the entire time. And 3, why did you fucking choose the person for number fucking 30?
We will get to that in a moment. Let's go through some highlights first. Let's go through a couple of highlights first. Your number 1 was Cass, because of course Enzo and Cass had to come out and do their thing. Bada boom, realest jobbers in the room. How you doing? Number 2 was Chris Jericho, who the story of Chris Jericho in this match was him getting knocked out and then taking a 10-minute nap on the outside. And then coming back in and getting knocked out.
You know what's funny is he looked like one of those pedophile people when it comes to watching, because you gotta catch him off camera while they're focusing on others. You could see Chris Jericho peeping out of the apron, seeing where's what's going where the whole time.
They made Baron Corbin look damn strong. I was like down with the way they were booking Baron Corbin look.
I don't know about you, but I thought fucking Braun Strowman was the goddamn MVP of that fucking pay-per-view.
He was. And Braun Strowman they made look strong too. They made him look damn strong.
They made him a god. This is no longer strong. He is my new god. Especially after the pay-per-view with Raw, he is now my new fucking god. I am going to the Church of Braun every fucking Monday.
Sami Zayn was the MVP of the Rumble, I want to say. I will say he's my MVP of the Rumble because he just looked phenomenal throughout the whole thing. He took everyone's finisher. That was Sami Zayn's purpose in the match, is to bump for everyone. everything was really by the numbers. Jack Gallagher was number 6, to the surprise of me. Honestly, I didn't expect him. He did his little gentleman umbrella trick, and I think it was Braun that threw him out. I don't know who threw him out, but he was gone. He did a little Mary Poppins thing.
Well, I liked how Braun literally air dived a lot of them. Like even I think his biggest dive was Kalisto. He literally threw him like. Oh,
Kalisto came out and was like, and here's the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Kalisto.
Ellsworth was a freaking. They had a lot of wasted slots, and one of them was Ellsworth as well.
I agree. There was a ton of them.
I don't think all of the New Day need to be there.
Ty Dillinger was number 10.
Oh God, people! I was reading the Twitterverse, and I swear to God, almost every 5 seconds before number 10 came out, is if it ain't Ty Dillinger, then it ain't worth watching. All that stuff.
And that was the biggest surprise of the night, to be quite honest.
Hopefully, this cements my theory about how he's graduated.
Hopefully, the 3 biggest draws: Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, and The Undertaker, were all 3 of them in the last 5. Brock came out, killed a bunch of people. I don't understand why he didn't throw everyone out. Because he just kind of threw a bunch of people. He just kind of threw 4 people out and then just kind of killed everyone and just stood there and waited for them. Goldberg came out, eliminated Brock really quickly. The Undertaker came out, and a lot of stuff happened. And then number 30 happened. And there's only one...
Darn it! Guy with the wettest hair. Fair, did you even go through the first one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Damn it. I'm not giving you my liver.
Gotta drink the pain away. Number 30, with all the hype, with all the everything that it could have been, was Roman fucking Reigns.
And that even wasn't the worst part of that.
You just heard.
That was just angry.
Yeah, you just heard the air go out of the entire arena. There is a video which I posted on Facebook that is going around showing just a ton of people are reacting that were watching the Rumble, and then Roman comes out and just it's all negative.
And that wasn't even the crowd. That is the crowd warming up to getting angry about it, because goddamn did he do the stupidest thing that the WWE could have possibly given Roman Reigns to do in the middle of the Rumble. And that was to throw out the fucking Undertaker.
I really thought Roman was going to win again.
At that point?
And honestly, I feel like
Bray and Randy Orton at one point. Who the fuck? That was like Big Show and Kaine of 2014 at that point,
Well, here's my problem.
2015 Royal Rumble.
Here's my problem with this, totally and completely. I feel like, well, one, the WWE obviously was trolling us. And compared to Royal Rumbles of the past, this was fairly an unremarkable one. The match itself was okay, but no real big surprises. I love Jack Gallagher. Again, Ty Dillinger fan. As surprise entrants go, meh. But I feel like because the last 3 were Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, and Randy Orton, and we were praying so hard it wasn't going to be Roman, we kind of at the time all gave him a pass on Randy Orton winning. And then I started thinking about it the next day. And I was like, oh God, that means, as of right now, the title match at WrestleMania, the main event, is Randy Orton, challenger, versus John Cena.
Oh no, it's 2013 all over again!
The 278th time these two have met. This feels like when they tried to get away with Orton versus Batista at WrestleMania 30, and that didn't work, did it? It kind of sucked, and I really kind of feel like we missed out on Bray Wyatt WrestleMania main event, which is Bray Wyatt was the person I deserved. And granted, everyone was cheering for Randy Orton, but I kind of feel like everyone was cheering for Randy Orton because he wasn't Roman. Anyone but you, Roman. Anyone but you. But yeah, god damn. Randy Orton won the Rumble. Roman Reigns, nah. And that was the end of the Rumble. No Seth Rollins. No Samoa Joe. No Shinsuke Nakamura. No Kurt Angle. No Shelton Benjamin. Just Randy Orton won the Rumble.
Like I said, no surprise entrance.
Yeah. Letter grade?
C minus. And it would have gotten an A if they gave somebody important the Rumble win, and they didn't make Roman at all go in at all.
I could deal with the Randy Orton win, but the fact that number 30 was Roman and not somebody significant.
We did. Okay, let's say Roman didn't happen and Randy still won. Would you still be happy that Randy won?
Maybe, maybe not. But it would depend. It would depend on who that number 31 was. But if Roman doesn't happen, who takes out the Undertaker? I think if Roman doesn't happen, Bray wins. To be quite honest, because out of everyone who was left in that final four, the Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton, Bray was the most compelling. It wasn't going to be the Undertaker. It wasn't going to be. We thought it was going to be Roman, and so when it wasn't Roman, we kind of forgave the fact that he threw Bray Wyatt out, and it was like, oh, it's Randy. Well, at least it's not Roman. But now we have to wake up to the reality of Randy Orton versus John Cena, which is super, I guess. I will say this much. I did absolutely pop for Luke Harper turning on Bray. When he almost did Sister Abigail to Bray, I went through the roof. But anyway, D. Like the ending of that whole ending part, the whole Roman thing, that slips it 2 letter grades. In my view, how you end the show is worth 1, and just that fucking disappointment there, as compared to Royal Rumbles in the past. D. Worst pay-per-view I've seen since we started the show. Wow, never thought I'd say that, huh?
No.
We do have one other thing to talk about before we wrap up here, though, tonight, and that is that we actually got our surprise entrance the next night on Raw. So, the story going into the Royal Rumble and NXT weekend is that last week, Seth Rollins lost a match against Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn won Seth Rollins' position in the Royal Rumble. Seth showed up at NXT demanding Triple H. Triple H comes out, gets the security hired goons to come out, and Seth beats them up. Seth's nowhere to be seen on the Royal Rumble. Seth comes out at Raw, basically tells Stephanie, if I have to go to your house, I'm going to find your husband. End of the night, Trips shows up. Tripp says, all right, well, I try not to be this guy anymore, but I guess I'm going to have to. So get on out here, Seth. And so we think we're going to get Seth and Trips. But oh no, we didn't get Seth and Trips. We got something better, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
What did we get?
Mm-hmm.
You tell them, because I know you were excited about it.
I'm gonna do it in the great words of the infamous Scott Steiner, Smojo,
Senor Joe,
Smojo. That was funny. I love when Scott Steiner used to say Samoa Joe because he would say Small Joe, Smojo.
Samoa Joe.
Because he didn't have arrows. Smojo. Samoa Joe, baby.
And Samoa Joe beat the ever-loving crap out of Seth Rollins. And I'm hyped for this.
Not like just regular beatdown. We're talking about it looked like he killed him.
Oh, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt just showed up in the middle of John Cena's promo on SmackDown.
He actually asked him to come out. I'm watching it as we are.
I'm not hearing it. I've got it on mute. I'm checking it out. But anyway, SmackDown's on, so we're going to try and hurry up and wrap this up. Thoughts about Joe and Seth real fast?
Love it, but you know what I love the most, which I want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
And that is the fact that they literally pumped up to 11 Braun Strowman.
They did.
They brought him out. Here's what I liked about it. One, they brought him out and they said that he's gonna give me that title match that he promised me. Kevin Owens like, what are you talking about? And Kevin Owens goes and he's like, I never said that. That must be photoshopped when they showed the video. And I feel like, oh, did Kevin Owens just try to do a Donald Trump or something like that?
Kevin Owens is legitimately the funniest guy in the company. Even if you lip read the stuff that he says off when he's correcting Jericho and stuff, it is hilarious.
Yeah. The fact that he was scared to shit to defend it against Braun Strowman was another great moment. The fact that the only way that Braun Strowman was going to lose at that night for the title was to have Faggot Reigns come in and beat him. So these are all great things.
They are.
And Braun Strowman is going to come out so strong for this.
So strong.
And I really hope that there's a really good match between Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins at either Fastlane or at Mania. I doubt Mania because I think they're going to save that for Triple H and him.
Well, let's see. But that, of course, brings us to the end of the show. And next time we will see you, we will be doing another Heads Up. It is the Elimination Chamber versus Fastlane.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see what happens if John Cena is going to have his 2-week reign as champion end at the Elimination Chamber or not. We're going to find out. People are predicting that it could be Orton versus Bray Wyatt at Mania for the heavyweight title. We will find out.
Oh, God, would that be awesome?
It'd be awesome if Bray Wyatt is coming in there with the championship belt, of course.
It would be. I could dig that. I could get behind that. If that ends up being the plan, I can get behind that. But of course, we need to thank bensound.com for our opening theme, Actionable. We need to thank me, Chet, for our closing theme, the closing theme at all the shows here at Faded Saint Presents Picnic in the Reactor. We would also like to remind you that if you have any questions, hit us up. I am on the Twitter. I am at Faded Saint. Also, you can hit me up on Tumblr. I am commiesyte.tumblr.com. And we have a Discord. It is in the description. Come and join us, or at least me. Ask me questions in chat. I'm more than happy to address or even bring up anything that you have on the show. And also, another quick programming note. Next show is a big show for us. Next show is the 2-year anniversary. It was It was Fastlane 2 years ago when we started doing the show. And
good times.
Good times. Very much happy about it. And so yeah, next time, Fastlane Elimination Chamber. And once again, I'm your boy, Common the Faded Saint. That is my boy, Kaine Super What Snuka, saying we will see you on the next broadcast.
Later, folks.